Hello, this is Eric Anderson, and welcome to a special bonus episode of YXC Underground. I haven't done an intro like this in a while, and I'm trying not to giggle. And my friend Anita Smith, who is trying not to make eye contact with me, is doing her best not to make me giggle and smile. But it's always delightful when I get to speak with Anita. And the reason why Anita is on this special bonus episode of YXC Underground is that the Fringe Festival is about to begin in just a few days here in Saskatoon. And any excuse to have Anita on the show is always great. And Fringe is one of my favorite times of the year. And 25th Street Theatre has been such a wonderful friend and supporter of all things YXC Underground. So I thought it'd be a lovely time to check in with Anita to see how things are looking for Fringe. So Anita, good morning to you.
Good morning, Eric. Thank you for having me.
How'd I do on the intro?
You were great.
Okay. Thank you. How are you feeling? We're just like a few days away from Fringe. How are you feeling right now?
You know, I feel really good. This is usually a very stressful time of year where I feel like I'm just like vibrating at a higher level than usual. But we have such a wonderful staff this year, and we have somewhat of a relief from the COVID restrictions that were in place last year. So I'm feeling good, and also like with an asterisk of like nervous that I've missed something or that something's coming we haven't foresaw, or you know, something like that. But for the most part, I think we're all feeling pretty good.
That's very good. One thing I forgot to mention in the intro is your title. What do you do with the Fringe, Anita?
Yeah, I'm the artistic and executive director of 25th Street Theatre. So I basically hire all the fabulous people to make sure that this thing goes off.
Nice. You mentioned last year, and when I think of Fringe last year, I think of many things. I think of how hot it was. I think of how there was this like, to me, Fringe was like the first summer festival in Saskatoon that really came back after COVID, and yet COVID was still there, and there was this like, how is it going to go and stuff. When you look back at last year, Anita, like, are you sort of amazed, like it? Because I thought it went really well, but are you sort of amazed that, like, wow, we pulled this off?
Yes, I will give a quick yes to that. It was 11 days between when the province lifted the restrictions and when our festival started. And so we were definitely nervous heading in because we just didn't know necessarily how things would go. But yeah, when I look back at it, it is kind of amazing that we pulled it off. And I mean, the truth is it wasn't flawless. No event ever will be. There were things that we learned and would do differently if we had to do it that way again. And there are things we will do differently this year again. But it was a fantastic experience for us to be like, you have to adapt. Just be ready, because something's going to happen. You know, it's going to get too windy and that fence is going to blow down, or it's going to be incredibly hot and we're going to need like twice as much water as we thought we were going to need, things like that. So I think we've gotten really good because there are a few staff members that are coming back for the second and some of them their third year with the festival. So we've gotten really good at going, oh, remember when that happened? Okay, so we got to be prepared for something like that. And the reality is, whatever we've prepared for, I know that's something new that we haven't thought of will come up, but I think we've gotten good at rolling with it.
Okay. I did want to ask if there were any lessons that you learned last year that can be passed on to this year, because last year was so unique. So are there things that you can learn last year that you can bring into this year's festival?
Yeah, I was pretty adamant that we were not going to have an outdoor stage this year in terms of a theater venue, because this is Saskatchewan and it's just so incredibly unpredictable, our weather. So for our theater artists who are participating in our festival from all over the world, we wanted to make sure that their venue was going to be secure. So our theater participants all have indoor venues this year. But, you know, some of the things we learned were like, holy cow, carnival games are really popular. So we're going to be doing more of that, which I'm really thrilled that we get to do. And we really liked having a licensed area. So, and we've just learned like how to do that a little differently so that we think it will have an even greater impact. Not everybody's thrilled. I mean, we hear quite a mixed bag of comments about why aren't you on Broadway anymore? And the reality is that we're so close. You just have to turn the corner and we're right there. And we have this big, beautiful green space where we can put up infrastructure and leave it up. And we can't do that if we're on Broadway. If we're on Broadway, we have to take it down, set it up and take it down every night. And we just don't have the capacity as an organization to do that and still do all the things we want to do to connect with the community in terms of our arts engagement activities and our featured performers that we've got throughout the site. So in order for us to be able to do what it is we seek to do as an organization, we need to just have everybody turn the corner. And I know that some people get really upset about it. They really miss like having that main road shut down. But I do feel like we need to give this another try this year to see if we can make this work.
Okay, so for listeners, can you paint a picture of where exactly, like when you say turn the corner and green space, where exactly is it?
So the Fringe takes place on 11th Street East between Broadway Avenue and Dufferin Avenue, so it's just right off of Broadway, and in the park behind Victoria School, which is called W.E. Graham Park, but nobody knows that. But that's where it is. It's right behind Vic School.
Okay. I thought it was really inviting last year. Like did you, like, I hope you heard some positive things from it from last year.
Yeah, we did, for sure. So that's what I mean when I say it's like kind of a mixed bag. Like some people are like, oh, I loved that, like that new feeling. And other people are like, I miss Broadway. So it's quite complicated, and we hear it, and we know that people have strong feelings both ways. But we want to, like I said, we want to give it another try this year because we just think it creates a more immersive experience for people. It's not just about shopping then. It's actually about connecting with the art that's happening in the park and having a more communal experience.
Ooh, I like that. One of the things I noticed last year too, and you mentioned it with the carnival games, is that I saw so many young families and young kids last year. And I'm wondering, like, from your perspective, Anita, like, the fact that you're able to bring in these younger families and you get their foot in the door kind of with like the carnival games and stuff, is it an exciting opportunity to say, come check this out, and while you're here, we've got this performance going on, or we've got a street performer going on, or something like that. Like, is that exciting for you? It's
exciting and absolutely necessary if we want the arts to continue in our community. You have to expose people at a young age, I think, to art, that it is there, get them interested. Kids are naturally creative people. So I appreciate that the Fringe gives us an opportunity to bring people in. It's free. It's completely free to come to our festival site, and they can engage in art in different ways there. We've got visual art, we've got music, we've got street buskers, we've got acrobatics. There's all different kinds of things happening. And then should you choose to go in and buy a ticket to an actual theater performance, we've got that available as well. So I think if not every kid who participates in an art activity will go on to become a professional artist. That's just the reality. But they will gain an appreciation for what that artwork involves, what it takes to create that piece. And they are more likely to see the value of it as they continue into adulthood.
I was just thinking, as you were describing that, like, is that a lot of responsibility on your shoulders? Do you feel that, or is it more of an opportunity that you see, like, hey, we can give this to young kids in Saskatoon?
I see it as both, but as an industry professional, I know that it's necessary, because if we don't have anybody that's willing to sit in the audience, we don't have a show. So I see that we do need that in order for our industry to continue. But I'm a parent of two young kids who are very artistically inclined, and I was an artistic kid, and so I know what a difference it can make to their quality of life. And I feel like over the past 2 years, like, we haven't had as many opportunities for kids to get involved in that way. So I think it's really important now to bring it back.
I like that. Can you tell me a little bit about the shows? Maybe like the venues, but also like some of the specifics, if there are some shows that you want to highlight for the upcoming festival?
Well, I can't play favorites,
Okay.
but we have 3 venues. There's the Broadway Theatre, the Refinery, and the Cosmo. They're all really close to our festival site. We have 18 different companies, 6 international, 6 from across Canada, and 6 from here in Saskatchewan. The talent is really impressive. I'm so excited. I'm very involved in our local theater community, so I know all the folks that are putting on shows locally, and the talent level is so high. So I'm very excited to see the works that they're going to create. I've made a personal commitment. I hesitate to say it out loud, but to see every show this year. That's always really challenging for me to get to see a show, but I'm really dedicated this year to seeing all of them. But then we also have 10 digital shows. So we felt like we needed to continue to offer that digital programming because we are still in a time of, increased transmission rates, and not everybody's comfortable coming back into a theater, or nor is everybody able to come into our theater. And that's one thing I've appreciated throughout the pandemic was that I've been able to see shows from around the world while staying at home. So I think that digital theater is not going away. I would say it's going to continue to have a place as we move forward, and so we're going to continue to offer that this year. But one of the things that I'm really excited about is we're doing something called featured performers this year. So each day of the festival, we've selected a performer who will perform on one of our free stages. We have 3 of them outside, and there's a wide range of what they do. We have a bubble artist. I don't even know what that is, but I'm super excited to see what it turns out like. So one day we have a bubble artist. We have a fringe favorite, Undead Newlyweds, and they're sort of a combination of like pyrotechnics and acrobatics, and so they're going to be there as well. We've got Equal, who is my friend Lindsay Knight, who is a hip-hop artist who will be there for the closing day of the festival. And Sound of Afghanistan, the group that moved to, I think there was 200 students that moved to Saskatoon, and so they're going to be doing a performance. It's just, I'm really excited that we're able to say, like, hey, look, community, this is really cool. Look at what these people are doing. Take a look at it. You don't have to pay a penny. Come and see them. Come and see what they're doing. And that we are able to offer that for free. I think that's exciting.
That is exciting. Is that at the same place then? Like when you say performer a day, like that's at the same place every day?
So it depends on the need of the organization or of the performer. So like our aerial acrobatics acts are going to be on our 11th Street stage because they need and I say stage, but it's concrete. Yeah. It's just they need more space. Whereas like our equal will be over closer to our beer garden stage, and our bubble artist will be on the Kinsman stage. It's all in our program.
Yeah. The bubble artist sounds really good. I do want to ask about the local acts in a minute, but because I know that's close to your heart. But with the international acts, was it hard, Anita, to get them because of COVID in the last couple of years? Was it hard to get them back over to Canada and sort of like entice them, or did you find like people were just anxious to get over here again?
Yeah, actually, most of our international acts are held over from 2020. So when we had to cancel the 2020 festival, we gave them the opportunity to defer to 2021. And then in 2021, we still weren't ready to have our international artists back. So we gave them 1 more year to defer. This year we can have them. So most of them were just waiting. They were ready as soon as we were ready to have them come. Yeah. So I think there definitely is a desire amongst international theater artists to get out there and do what they do best.
Yeah, nice. With local theater, I know it is very close to your heart, and I've heard you talk very passionately about the importance of local artists and local theater companies having their works performed here in Saskatoon. But if people haven't heard your thoughts yet about that, like why, and you're smiling right now, like why is it so important for Saskatoon companies to have their performances here at Fringe?
It's really important that we as a province continue to support our artistic community, because having artists in our community enriches our overall life. Who doesn't appreciate a beautiful mural under the bridge? Who doesn't appreciate the musician playing down by the river? Like, everyone who encounters art, whether they necessarily seek it out or not, I really truly believe it's enriching their lives in ways that they may not even realize that it's happening. I think that it's incredibly important, and 25th Street has been a champion of this since its inception, to tell our stories. So that's where Saskatchewan theater comes in for me. What is it that we care about here? What matters here? And I think that having those works written, produced, performed here helps us appreciate and reflect on who we are and where we're going and what we want to change in the world. I think it just is a really great catalyst for conversation.
That was really nice. Thank you. You've been very generous with your time. Is there anything else about this upcoming Fringe Festival, whether it's, I know you don't want to play favorites in terms of performers, but if there's anything else that you want to mention in terms of the upcoming festival that you think people should know about?
I do. Okay. There is another thing I want to say. So we were approached by a company called Dynamite Lunchbox out of Florida about hosting their show as a Fringe fundraiser. They originally wanted to participate in the Fringe, but with our lottery system, they weren't selected. So they approached us because they are going to the Winnipeg and the Edmonton Fringe. So for those who don't know, there's a Fringe circuit that goes all across Canada, and we land in between Edmonton and Winnipeg. So they contacted us and said, would you consider hosting our show, Josephine? And it's about Josephine Baker. And we are going to host it for one night only as a Fringe fundraiser on August 7th, so the day after the Fringe ends. It'll be at the Broadway Theatre. It is an incredible show. It had an off-Broadway run. It's won more awards than I can count. It's going to be a really wonderful evening, so I hope that people will come and see it, because all of the revenue from that show will be split between us and the artists, whereas with the other shows, the revenue goes directly to the artists. So this is a great opportunity for us to raise a little money for the Fringe, and for people to see a really incredible performance. They should go to our website and watch the trailer. It's so good.
Wow. That's really great. That's very nice of them to do that. They just approached you, hey?
Yeah, they did. They approached us because they didn't want to fly all the way back to Florida in between going to Winnipeg and Edmonton. They were like, traveling right now is not great, so it would be better for us if we could just come and do a show for you. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And get to hang out in Saskatoon.
Yes, they are big fans of Saskatoon because they were here in 2018 with this show, and it sold out. It sold out the Broadway. It was so incredibly well received, so yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Anita, where can people go to find out more information and if they want to get tickets and all that stuff?
Right. So people often forget that the Fringe is produced by 25th Street Theatre. So our website is 25thstreettheatre.org, and theatre spelt the British way.
Okay. Thank you for your time this morning. You're one of my favorite people. And I love the Fringe, and I think what you guys do every year is incredible under really, really challenging circumstances. And if you need any chicken McNuggets this year, there was a moment last year where I brought Anita 20 chicken McNuggets as a surprise. Because you like chicken McNuggets.
I mean, I do. It was great. It was great that you brought those chicken McNuggets because I think you fed most of the staff with them. So thank you.
Well, if you need any more, you let me know.
Will do.
Okay. Thank you, Anita, and good luck.
Thank you.